Hola, es Laura Iwan, coming to you from beautiful Puerto Escondido, Mexico, where we spent January, February of 2022. We really needed a big break this year, and we wanted to report what we've discovered about long-term remote travel and how it might be just the thing for people stuck in a negative feedback loop and chronic pain. A sabbatical might be the great stress reset that you need. It was life-changing for us. Keep an open mind and let us show you the way. Simply put, a sabbatical from your regular life is probably the highest quality and the highest quantity of stress reduction possible. Being in such a remote location for such a long stay, we're living in a small village outside of Puerto Escondido called La Punta, which is known for great surfing and amazing food. It would be virtually impossible not to relax. We've left behind as much of our normal life and our typical stressors as possible. Plus, there's no Starbucks, no McDonald's, no chain restaurants or retailers at all. And we have no television. The only thing we've watched on TV is the NFL playoffs at a tiki bar. It was quite an experience. There's limited internet access, and all the restaurants are open air with thatched roofs and sand floors. No shoes, no shirt, it's no problema. And if you don't bring your own dog to the restaurant, a community pooch will be provided for you. Now, we understand that we have clients and subscribers in many countries of the world with various circumstances. But the point that I can't emphasize enough is to get as far removed from your daily life and your routines and your responsibilities as you possibly can. So from the get-go, coming here and knowing that we had this large block of time allowed us to start relaxing immediately. In my previous corporate life in the United States, vacation time was very limited. And so I'd end up moving at a frantic pace to make sure I got everything in. The clock was ticking after all. And that's not relaxing. When you go remote to a foreign country, that's outside your comfort zone. All the things that normally cause stress in your home life are gone because your mind is now too busy in the now. You're forced to stay in the present, to navigate a different language, different currency, new food, a new location, a whole new culture. And that's a good thing. So during this long-term sabbatical, we're not rushing frantically from place to place. We've got plenty of time. If we decide to be active and see things one day, great. If not, even better. For us, it's turned out to be mostly not. And the gorgeous sunsets on the beach, well, they're easily accessible here to everyone every day. And they're always relaxing and free. And we found that if you visit a less developed country like Mexico, the people are really lovely and helpful. And there's also less financial stress because everything is so inexpensive. Expect to spend about half the money you would spend for everything in a vacation destination similar to your home. When you get off the beaten path, you'll find other like-minded travelers, where a large percentage are vagabonding as well. Now, you're probably not going to be able to travel directly to get somewhere super relaxing. You'll need to take a second flight on a smaller plane or a bus or a train to get somewhere you can really relax. It might be northern Thailand or rural Vietnam or South America, but it's definitely not London. And we love London, by the way. We had a great vacation there in 2015. But what we're talking about in this episode is not that. A TMS sabbatical, or any kind of sabbatical for that matter, in our opinion, should be more remote. Now, we've noticed over the years an almost universal aversion by TMSers to, well, doing anything fun. They seem to have a tough time seeing the benefits of removing themselves from their highly perfection-oriented lives. Why is that? Well, because they know that when you travel, perfectionism goes right out the window. It has to. Everything is new and often unpredictable. Things are definitely going to go wrong or you're not doing it right. But here's one of the most important points about travel for TMSers. The fact that many things are out of your control and constantly going wrong or at least not going perfectly, and yet you still survive is the cathartic benefit of travel. It's the big aha moment that many of you need, that I needed, even more than John, based on my highly organized and planning personality. This, wow, I can actually go with the flow feeling you'll get during your sabbatical is actually the point of the whole thing. So now let's address the big elephant in the room, the most common objections to the very idea of this type of trip. Starting with,
but Laura, I won't have access to my doctors in the healthcare system.
That's also exactly the point. Here in Mexico, the people are always pretty much on their own, and the result is remarkable. The Mexican people have almost no access to high-quality medical care for chronic pain, and they also have almost no chronic pain. Next objection.
But Laura, I don't have either the time or the money to take a sabbatical like that.
Well, I would say if you add up the lost productivity time and sick time and all the money you spent on healthcare, you'll realize pretty quickly that it's just a shift in resources, not necessarily more of any of them. Or how about this hang up?
But Laura, isn't feeling better just temporary? What happens when I get home?
The great news is that you are mostly in control of continuing your recovery back home. See, what happens is that while you're on sabbatical and most likely feeling better, you'll get some solid proof that it's possible to heal your chronic condition. You're massively jump-starting your belief in TMS and in your ability to rid yourself of your back pain or stomach upset or whatever symptoms you've been dealing with. So when you get back home, you're going to be more motivated to take action in a direction that leads to complete and lasting recovery. And now another very common sticking point.
But Laura, I'm in too much pain to travel like that. I'll wait till I get better, and then I'll travel and have fun.
But folks, that's also the point. The TMS sabbatical is intended to get you closer to pain-free than you've ever been before. Yes, you may arrive at your destination with pain, but it's highly likely that if you can get outside of your compulsive habits and triggers, you might actually have, wait for it, fun. Remember fun? Yeah. You might just get on that plane a month or two later without the pain and with a relaxed stomach and a relaxed mind, having done what you previously thought to be impossible, cured all of your chronic symptoms. It's not only possible, friends, the odds are in your favor. This type of vacation takes some planning, but if you've got TMS, chances are that you're a good planner. You're just not a good planner of fun. Yep, you'll need cooperation from some people around you, but if you just commit to doing this, you'll get it. And believe me, the world will not fall apart without you there to manage everyone and everything. Trust me on this. Now, the U.S. is the worst country in the world for vacation leave, but job markets are tight, and the last thing that any manager wants to do is look for a new employee. So you've most likely got more leverage than you think with your employer. While it may not be the easiest thing to arrange, it will definitely be worth it. You know, Sigmund Freud was right. We're all basically kids at heart, forced to become responsible adults, to show up for work and pay the bills and do the laundry. But there's a kid inside all of us who's really pissed off right now because she never gets a chance to play. And it's highly likely that this is a big source of your stress and chronic pain. And if that's the case, There's no amount of journaling that will solve the problem. And most likely, a week's vacation won't do it either. So for once in your life, let that kid outside, so to speak. Let him have a real vacation. Let him play on the beach. Maybe have a mojito on a Tuesday afternoon. Let the kid inside you have the thing he's been desperately missing for all these years. Fun. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what will happen. Thanks for watching. Adios por ahora.
Hola, we are on location at the Playa Bacocho at the Refugio de Tortugas, which is a beach where they have a turtle refuge. And it's very cool because every day at sunset, they release hours-old turtles into the ocean, and you can pay a small fee to participate in this. The little turtles in a coconut shell, and you're able to put them close to the ocean. Many of them don't make it because of predators and other dangers, and so the 4 varieties of turtles that live in this area are in danger of becoming extinct. A couple of fun facts: the little turtles have a little pack in their bellies with basically sustenance that allows them to get far out enough in the ocean to find food. And also in about 10 to 15 years, the 2 little turtles that we released will return to the beach where they were born to start the next generation of turtles. So super cool experience, another beautiful place in Puerto Escondido. Adios.